Have you ever heard those horror stories about investors losing money on a property in their portfolio or experiencing negative cash flow? It does sound like a scary situation, doesn't it? Well, fortunately, there are ways to minimize the risk of investing in a money draining property that ends up costing you money each month rather than actually making you money each month, which is the whole point of this investing thing anyway. Hey, what's up, landlords? I'm Nicole Purvy, real estate investor and the founder of the Better Than Success Real Estate League. And in this video, we'll cover some simple research and basic calculations that can help you to avoid such situations. To be honest, if you don't follow the advice in this video, I can guarantee you that you'll lose money on any real estate investment you make. So today we'll provide a tutorial on how to calculate the cash flow on a rental property before making a purchase. First, let's talk about how to determine the potential rental income for a specific property. Contrary to what some people may think, you can't just demand any rent you want. We'll take a closer look at the average rent you can expect to earn from a property. Next, if you're planning to finance the property using hard money, it's crucial to calculate the monthly mortgage payment you'll expect to incur after you refinance. We'll guide you through this process. Additionally, we'll dive into calculating insurance costs since they're an ongoing expense. And lastly, we'll cover how to calculate taxes. By considering all four of these numbers, we can estimate the cash flow you can expect. All right, let's jump right over to the computer and get started. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this spreadsheet that I'm going to share with you down below. It's a very, very simple spreadsheet that calculates the cash flow on a property. Okay, so I just want to familiarize you with this because we're going to be coming back here regularly throughout this process. So the first thing we want to do is obviously have a subject address. This is an address I just pulled from one of the emails that a wholesaler sent me, okay? We will be analyzing this property from the first time. I don't know anything about this property. I've never even looked at it. I don't know who owns it. I know nothing about this property, but we're going to analyze it, okay? All right, let us take a look at this property's rental income. What we're going to do is come over to one of my favorite websites called Rental Meter. You need to have the pro version of this website if you are serious about investing in real estate. This is where you can get rents, average rents for any property. I don't mean you need to get this if you are about to buy your first property or you're ready, but if you are serious about learning how to invest in real estate, you need to have this because this is where you can do deep research on properties as you are practicing analyzing deals, okay? The last thing you want to do is be analyzing a deal for the first time when you're ready to pull the trigger. You want to be practicing, and also you want to get familiar with your neighborhood where you're investing, okay? So you want to get Rental Meter, you want to get the pro version of it. I'm going to show you what the pro version actually allows you to be able to do. And so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to look up this address. And let me find out how many bedrooms, bathrooms is in this properties. 3-1. All right. So what you want to do after you come over to Rental Meter is pull up that it is a 3-bedroom home and then put that is 1 bathroom. And I usually just hit analyze, but let me just take you through some of the other things that you can tweak when you do this search. It allows you to specify how far back you want to go. So you can go back 3 months, 12 months, so on and so forth. I usually keep it at 12 months because it helps to give a good idea of what's going on. The radius, I leave it at smart, but it uses like some type of algorithm to determine what's the best radius that you will go out for a particular property. But you can specify it here if you want to say 0.1 miles, which is about a block, all the way about a mile, that's far, which is about 10 blocks away. And yes, let's go ahead and hit analyze. Okay, so for this property, the average rent is $1,400. Now, for the regular free version of Rental Meter, you will be able to pull this up, but they give you a maximum amount that you can search. It's relatively low. So if you're serious, like when I first found out about Rental Meter years ago, I blew through the max. Probably my first month that I found out about it, and I was like, oh, I need to get a pro account. The other thing that the regular account doesn't allow you to do is do a deep research Deep dive into the research, which is what we're going to do and which is what I do on every property. Okay. So you want to run a pro report. The pro report allows you to see, because there's a range. It said, hey, the average is 1400, the median is 1426, the median is 1400. The low on the low end is 1264 and on the high end is 1600. There's a big difference in the rent world between 1588. I shouldn't say 1600, but that's what my brain calculated is 1588 is. There's a big difference between 1588 and 1426 or 1588 at 1264. How do you know what you can get for your property? Running this pro report will allow you to see what the difference between the 1264 and a 1588 is. And you want to make sure that you manage your expectations. Hey, I think I could get 1600. Did you manage your expectations before you bought the property to know what a $1,600 property a month looks like? What's in that property? So we are going to do that here. It gives you this historical trend, average rent by bedroom type, so on and so forth. What I really like is this juicy stuff down here. This map is amazing. This little house represents where your property is, but you can see how far out the properties are that make up those numbers that we just went over. Okay, so it gives you a little just a map, and it corresponds to the properties down below. So here, look, property A, which is probably about the closest. Yeah, it's the closest, 0.14 miles out. That property got 1400, but then there's one at 1700. So let's take a look at the difference. Now, yeah, let's just go ahead and take a look at the difference. Okay, so the 1400 will give you all these details. Now, back in the day, before the MLS got mad at the world and started shutting everything down, you used to be able to pull up the actual pictures of the property right in Rental Meter. But we got this handy dandy thing called the internet, called Google. We can just go ahead and Google the property, and guess what? The pictures are here, so we can see what this $1,400 a month property rented for. I mean, what it looked like, not what it rented for. We know what it rented for. What this thing looked like. This looked like one of my properties. Except for that mirror. All right, so you may have to do a little bit of research to figure out what type of heating system is in here. Forced air. I don't see any radiators. But you're going to have to do a little research. When you look at the pictures, look at the description, read the description and figure out what's going on in this property. Home details. Ain't really any detail here. But you may have to do a little bit of research, do a little bit digging around, okay? All right, so that's the $1,400 a month property. Let's look at the $1,700 a month property. It's fancy. Of course, they didn't give us the pictures, but that's okay. And it's an apartment too. That's another thing. You're going to be thinking about, hey, this property that you're analyzing is a house, but this one is an apartment. Let's see why this one is so fancy. Pull it up on Google. And maybe apartment number 1. No, this is really nice looking. This is apartment number 1. This one is a 2-bedroom. So this isn't even the $1,700 a month one. I know who owns this property. This is too funny. I know who owns this property. And I'm very proud of them. Look at y'all. Y'all so fancy. The fancies are the fanciest. I certainly know who owns this property. All right. So, yeah, I think that might have been, we can really do a deeper dive and say like, that might have been unit 2 because unit 1 we saw was smaller, let's say, because I think this block is all triplexes. So let me see. Unit 2. That's 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Let's see, unit 3. This is too funny. I love it. 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 Y'all see? Okay, now they're disrespecting us with the ads. Y'all see? So this one is way nicer. So you need to get an idea of what's going on. I can tell you right now, and this property is forced air, and it's got all the things. Look at the bathroom. You don't get a really good picture of the bathroom, but look at the bathroom. That's fancy. So you need to know, all right, look, this is what I need. If I want to get top dollar, this is what I need to take the apartment to. Okay? All right. So now we have a good idea what the average rents are. Let's pretend like we're going to be lazy and we're going to stay at this $14.26 per month. All right. So let's come over to our calculator and put in $14.26 per month. Yes, that is how you use Rental Meter. There is a link below for Rental Meter. I highly suggest that you get it. There is a link below for Rental Meter and sign up for it. Use my link. I am an affiliate for it, and I don't push everybody's products because I make a living doing other things. I'm not really big, like affiliate marketing is not my thing, but I have 3 things that I push, and Rental Meter is one of them. Okay? I really believe on this product. I've been using it for years. All right. Let's come back over to our spreadsheet. We need to figure out our average estimated monthly mortgage payment. In order to do that, we need to know what the ARV is going to be, right? Remember, I said you need to know what the average monthly mortgage payment is after you rehab it. We're assuming that you're buying this property and rehabbing it. If you are not rehabbing this property, you still need to know what the property value is. But if you're rehabbing it, you need to know around about how much the value of the property is going to be when you're done rehabbing it. So we need to pull some comps, okay? So we're going to come over to PropStream and run our comps. PropStream is another really powerful tool that I've been using for a long time that is just powerful. It does a lot of things, but I mainly use it to run comps. And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put the address in this upper left-hand corner. And then on the right side of the page, the address will populate and you're going to click here. Once you click there, then you're going to go to comparables and nearby listings. Now we know this property is a 3-1. The beautiful thing about PropStream is it says it's a 3-2 here, but the listing said it's a 3-1. What I would do at this point is do a deep dive. There are a lot of places you could research to figure out whether this is actually 1 bathroom or 2 bathrooms, but that's not what this video is about. I would stop here and figure out, is it 2 bathrooms or 1 bathroom? Because that changes everything for this property. It doesn't change everything, but it changes a lot, okay? So we want to first figure that out. Let's assume it's a 3-2. The only reason why I'm going to say let's assume it's a 3-2 is because 56, 41, and 31 all on the same block. You see 1956, 1941, 1931. They all have multiple bathrooms, okay? Let me see, even 29. 29 has 1 bathroom. Let's say it's a 3-1. I'm not going to say 3-2 because it might be easier to find comps. But let's say it's a 3-1. Does change things, guys. It does. So you need to know that. But let's pretend like it is a 3-1. And let's figure out what these comps are going to be. So here's Napa Street. This is a 3-1.5. I'll put that in if we can't find any other straight 3-1s with values that represent where we're trying to go. So you probably see some 3-1s here for you newbies. You'll see some 3-1s here, but these values are low. So this means that these are distressed properties. We're looking for properties that are after repair values. When you see these outliers like this, where the numbers are really, really low, those are distressed. So you could just ignore those for now. All right, Napa, 229. Whew. And then you've got 110. I would say that this is a distressed property as well. Another one for 113. Here's one for 195. It's a 3-2 though. But so what we'll do, because I don't want to lose my mind on trying to figure out what the ARV is for this. But you see, you're going to have a little bit of work to do, especially if there's some discrepancy about what PropStream says, what if you have access to the MLS says versus what the wholesaler is saying. All right, so let's just put some of these properties in here. I know over here is very block to block, very block to block. So that's why you see a lot of stuff all over the place. We want to stay as close as possible. In PropStream, it automatically sorts by distance. So the properties that are closest to the top are the ones that are closer to it. So, all right, so we got one here for, this is a 3.5 for 203, 230. Let's put it in our spreadsheet. Comp 1 over here on the right hand side, 203, 230. Let's come back to PropStream. $175. We can throw this one in there, even though that one has 3 bathrooms. But I would tell you that that probably is not as nice as the 203, 230 property, which is just across the street on the same block. And here's one for 229. It's not that much bigger. Fancy. Did that paste? 229. Okay, so what does this mean? That means the average ARV is 201. If I had more time, if this video was about running comps, we do have other videos about running comps on this channel. I will link to that below. I would go through those comps to find out what's really going on, but this video is not about that. Let's pretend like those comps were all perfect. The average ARV is 201 for 90. The mortgage amount, remember, when you go to refinance the property after you rehab it, the bank will say, we'll give you a mortgage for 151. 75% of the ARV. That's what the 151 represents. They say, hey, we'll give you a mortgage for 75% of the ARV. Really the appraised value, not the ARV. The appraised value. So like the ARV is just really an estimate to calculate what the value is. The bank says, we're not messing with no estimates. We're going to have an appraiser go through your property and figure out what's going on. And so the ARV is our guesstimate. When it comes time to do the dance with the bank says they're going to have an appraiser go through that property. And we're going to pretend and live inside of a perfect world that the appraiser is like, you are spot on. It's worth $201,000. And so the bank said, cool, we're going to give you a mortgage for 151. All right. So let's copy this number down, 151, 117. And also, by the way, if you guys like PropStream, we're going to come back to PropStream. There is a link. I'm an affiliate for PropStream. This is my second product that I actually believe in. I'll tell you about the third one at the end. It has nothing to do with any of this. Some of you are probably super curious. But you're going to go down below and sign up for PropStream. PropStream don't let you do nothing. There's no free version of PropStream. You gotta sign up. And if you sign up with my link, you get a 7-day free trial of that one. So sign up with my link below. All right, cool. Let's come over to this really handy dandy tool called Google. And we're going to type in something called mortgage calculator. Mortgage calculator, you don't even have to click on the website. Google just that handy. And the loan amount is 151, 117 and 50 cents. Put the loan amount in here and the calculator will calculate it for you. You can even have double dollar signs like right there. More. Google said, we know what you mean, Nicole. All right. Now, the interest rate that is based on market interest rates that it pulls from just various data sources for residential mortgages. Now, for a commercial mortgage or an investor loan, like you and I would get for a property that's non-owner occupied, the interest rate is going to be a little bit higher. It might be about 50 bips higher. Okay, so we want to adjust that. The best way to figure out what it is to talk to your favorite mortgage professional, and you can contact BTS Funding. I'm not the person who handles the day-to-day, so I don't know the mortgage rates, the best mortgage rates for commercial mortgage off the top of my head. But the person, if you go to btsfunding.com and contact, that person knows exactly what the rates are if you are looking to get a mortgage. Okay? All right. Or you can hit up whoever your favorite mortgage person is. If you're like, I don't like Nicole's here today, I don't want to do business with her, that's perfectly fine. It's really not, but that's okay. You want to put in the rate there. I'm going to say my last mortgage, I got it at about an 8.5%, which is so disrespectful, but such is life. And so your average monthly mortgage payment is going to be $11.62. So we're going to come back over to this calculator and type in 11.62. Let's put this in the same format so it doesn't throw everything off. Put that there. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to calculate our insurance. Now, there is not a really nice way of calculating insurance costs. Can't pull up an insurance calculator spreadsheet or software. Don't work like that. But I'm going to give you some facts to help you very comfortably estimate your insurance. Now, the average insurance on a landlord policy for a single family home is $1,288. I just so happen to know that number. The average insurance is about $1,288 a year. Okay. It varies for a number of reasons based on location. This varies. So the only way to get an accurate quote is to actually get an estimate from a mortgage insurance broker or an insurance agent. The good thing about that, if you're really serious about this and you're ready to pull the trigger, you call your favorite insurance agent and they will be very happy to give you a quote, even if you don't buy the property, because insurance agents know there's a lot of competition out there and they are friendly salespeople. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you're just like, hey, I'm out here analyzing deals, just trying to pre-qualify deals before I start making phone calls, you can say $1,288 divided by 12 for the monthly cost to calculate your monthly insurance cost. If you're looking at a multifamily property, I kind of did a little bit of research, looked over some of my properties and compared to the single families. You might want to add somewhere between 50 to 70% more per unit. Okay, so if that was a duplex, you would take $1,288, multiply it times 1.5 to get the annual cost of the insurance. Okay. The other thing I want to say about insurance is there is a difference between landlord insurance and homeowners insurance. Okay, so I want to make sure you don't get the wrong thing. Homeowners insurance is for properties that you live in, owner-occupied properties. All right? Landlord insurance is just for that. It's when you're the landlord. Landlord insurance policy is about 20% more than homeowners insurance. So if you're trying to be slick and get homeowners insurance because it's cheaper, trust and believe if you ever have to make a claim, that insurance company will find out that you don't live there and they will not pay anything to not pay. Or they will just make your life very, very difficult. So just for an extra couple dollars, just do it the right way. Okay. I don't want to get into all the details and the weeds about the differences, but the coverage is different. Everything is different. I'm not an insurance person, so I don't even want to start going down that road. Just get the right kind of insurance policy. Okay. All right. Let's come back to our spreadsheet. So for this property, the insurance is $1,288. So we're going to say $1,288 divided by 12, $107. The taxes. Now let's come back over to PropStream to figure out what the taxes are. We're going to come to this tab that says tax information. The taxes for 2022 for this property was $501. That is so low for a $220,000 property. This is why people live in Philadelphia. Okay. So the taxes is $500. Trust and believe that's going to go up because Philly has been cracking down. They've been increasing taxes by a lot. I don't know what just happened. 501 divided by 12, $41 a year. Utilities. All right. This is depending on you as a landlord. It depends on the norm for where you rent, where you own properties at, and it depends on the type of property. I don't pay for any of my single families. I don't pay any of the utilities. I actually physically pay the water because water is always attached to the property versus attached to the renter. So if my tenants don't pay the water and they move out, I will be stuck with the bill. So I'm responsible for paying for the water, but I make my tenant pay me for it. Okay? I am not leaving that responsibility up to you. I am paying it, but you're paying me for it. Okay? You can bake it into the income, the rent, if you want. Or I'm sure there are other municipalities that work completely different. There are some municipalities where I'm sure areas where it's the norm for the landlord to pay for the gas. I don't know. I don't do none of that. But you need to figure out what is normal in your area. I only pay for water, but my tenants pay me for it. If it's a multifamily, I pay for water. I don't pass that on to my tenants. I mean, I do, but I don't. Right? Like we don't have that conversation. I just pay for the whole building's water bill. The only other utility that I do pay is for the internet at the properties that have keyless entry and cameras. And the internet is relatively inexpensive. Okay? So you want to put utilities. Oh, also if you have multifamily, if you're doing a common area, the common areas do need to have electric. So you want to put utilities. Let's say for instance, utilities is $100 per month. All right. We are dwindling down this cash flow, huh? Okay, let's move on to maintenance and repairs. Rule of thumb is your maintenance and repairs, you want to estimate it at 1% of the property value. So what I would do is go let's do equal 0.01 times, we put the property value over here, 201,490, divided by 12, sorry. This thing is not looking good. Accounting. Depending on how you do all your accounting, if you have an accountant or a bookkeeper, your accountant or bookkeeper may charge you, I don't know, $50, $100, $200 a month. If you have one property in each LLC, 1 to 2 properties in each LLC, they may charge you $50, $100, $200 a month to handle the bookkeeping for that LLC. Okay, so let's say it's just one property in LLC and they're charging $100 a month. Okay. Property management. If you're not going to manage your own property management is anywhere from, I've seen as low as $50 a month. There are members in BTS in our community that do property management for $50 a month per unit. Right? Crazy. And then average I've seen is about 10% of the rental income. So let's say it's 10%. If you're in Philly and you're a BTS member, type in the chat. They will hit you up. They will tell you if you're looking for $50 a month property management. If you're not, expect it to be 10%. So we'll just pretend like it's 10%. So equal this times 0.1. Okay. Total expenses is $1,821. And your cash flow is negative $395. Yep, that's how that works. So what can you do? You can do a number of things to get this better. One, we can make sure that we develop this property and get it up to a point where I think the highest we saw was 1,700. That helps out a lot. you can not do 75% of the ARV. So the bank will say, hey, we'll cash you out at 75%. But you can say, hey, I want to keep my mortgage payments a little lower. So maybe I don't do 75%. Maybe you only cash out at 60%. So 60% of 120, I mean, the mortgage on 60% of 120, 894. Let's come back over to the mortgage calculator. Is 930. Let's put that into the mortgage payment. Now he's looking better. You could also, no, I don't want to go there. I was going to say you can see if you can wait until interest rates come back down, but don't play that game. You will never invest, especially if it's your first time. You just make sure you find a better property, for real, for real. That's the real answer. But we'll go through all this. You can manage your own property. You don't have to do a property management. Take this out right now. You can do your own accounting. Take that out. You could try to figure out, you want to do what the market demands, but hey, maybe you're not paying any utilities. Boom. It's looking a lot better. $450 a month. Can you afford to only do a 60% cash out? I don't know. You have to run your numbers to figure out if that's something that you can do. But we made a gym, a dud into a gym, but you got to be able to do it. So it's a couple things you got to think about too, right? Hey, how much is this going to increase my rehab costs if I don't do $1,400 a month and I try to get $1,700 a month? Is this $1,700 a month comp in the rent? Is that on the right side of the train tracks where I am? Okay, that's a question you need to figure out. Or you could just skip it on this property and say, this is not something I'm going to do. That's also a thing. You're not married to a property, especially at this stage in the game. We're just running numbers. I would skip this property. That's just me. I will wholeheartedly skip. This is way too tight and too stressful. Okay? Plus, I'm not doing my own accounting. That's not happening. So now you know. Now you know. Now you know. Also want you to remember that when analyzing deals, if you don't walk away from, 90% of them, you're doing it wrong. So the name of the game is no. This is not a good deal. That's the name of the game. So don't get discouraged when the deal doesn't work right. 90% of them should be terrible deals. That's how it should work out. You find a good deal, it's like, hey, the jackpot. Let's get it popping. All right, I want to say a couple more things before we head out. One last thing. Hey, I got some other really dope videos for you in here. Oh, I remember now. I was going to tell y'all the other thing that I am an affiliate on. My only other thing that I'm affiliated on is my friends. These are actually my friends. I can show you my text message. We talk all the time. My friends over at MB Capital, for those of you who need to get business credit. We are an affiliate for them. So if you need to get business credit, watch one of the videos that we talk about business credit from MB Capital. They've gotten our members only over $3.1 million in business credit. And I want that same thing for your life. So watch one of the videos from Eric, my guys over at MB Capital, and mention me for a discount. Mention me for a discount. That has nothing to do with none of the stuff we talked about, but those are only 3 things that I'm affiliate for. PropStream, Rental Meter, and MB Capital. That's it. Everything else I can vouch for. I can vouch for those 3 things. That's it. So get the links below. Sign up for PropStream. Sign up for Rental Meter. You need some business credit to get into your first deal. Watch one of the videos. You want to try to figure out how to use business credit to get into real estate. I'll post that video, the link to that video in the comments below, in the description below as well. All right, y'all. I love you all. I want you to have an amazing day. And mwah, bye.